So I was cruising the interwebs as per usual, and I came across this thread on Pojo with questions about a certain card. Being the troll I am, I go in with the intent of pointing out that it's in the wrong section, but no. I didn't end up doing that. Reason being, there was so much wrong information being thrown around that I just couldn't sit by and watch it happen. I kinda forgot this card was actually requested for review recently, so all the more reason that I'm going to be going over Honest today. It's a piece of very powerful generic light support that was handed to us during the GX era. But more importantly, people don't seem to have a very good grasp of how it works in general, so let's take a look at these technical aspects before we get into any actual discussion of why and where you'd use this card. For starters, Honest has a very simple first effect that allows you to return it from the field to its owner's hand. Not much to say about that. It's an ignition effect, so you can only activate that during your own main phases. It has to be face up to activate it, obviously. It can be activated any number of times if it remains face up on the field for some reason. It returns to its owner's hand, and it doesn't target itself. Nothing confusing about this. The part people have trouble grasping usually is the second effect, so let's break that down.
During either player's damage step, when a face-up light monster you control battles, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to have that monster gain attack equal to the attack of the opponent's monster it is battling until the end phase.
Okay. Seems pretty simple to me, but other people don't think so. This effect can only be activated during the damage step, at any point up to and including damage calculation. The damage step occurs after attacks have successfully been declared and been allowed to go through. Nothing Wabaku can be changed to, because Wabaku can't be activated during the damage step. Too late. Anyway, since you can activate this anytime during the damage step, up to and including damage calculation, if the light monster was face down, or if the opposing monster was face down, you still have a couple of chances after flipping that monster up to spring Honest if you want to. Not that you would activate Honest when your own monster is in defense position, but you could, if you really wanted to, for whatever odd reason. This effect activates in the hand. And since all effects activate and resolve in the same place, the effect also resolves in the hand, rendering this effect immune to Light Imprisoning Mirror and cards like that, which can only negate effects that activate on the field or in the graveyard. To activate this effect, you must pay the cost of sending it from your hand to the graveyard. Let's be clear, guys, this is not the same thing as discarding. The end result is the same, but the two actions are very different. Discarding, by nature, defaults to the graveyard, but it can be performed even when the card can't go to the graveyard. Whereas sending to the graveyard can't occur when cards can't be sent to the graveyard because, well, because of this, costs that demand sending cards from, well, wherever to the graveyard cannot be paid while Macrocosmos is active. Simple reasoning, if you can't pay a cost, you can't activate an effect, meaning you can't use Honest in this case. Lastly, the effect itself has the light monster in question gain attack equal to the attack of the monster it is battling until the end phase. This effect does not target, since you do not choose what cards will be affected when you activate it. The game itself already knows the two monsters involved in the battle, and consequently what attack has to be read and what attack needs to be altered. So, TLDR version, Honest can only be activated during the damage step, which occurs after attacks have been allowed to go through. Honest activates and applies its effect in the hand. Honest requires itself to be sent to the graveyard as its cost. You do not discard it, and cards like Macrocosmos will prevent you from activating this effect at all. Honest does not target, as monsters are not chosen when you activate it. And Honest will boost the attack of the light monster in question until the end of the turn, not just until the end of the damage step. Alright, now that we're all on the same page in terms of how this card works, let's spend a little time going over where you'd use it. Since Honest is compatible with any light monster, anything running enough light monsters, like so much as 9 or more, would love the backup from Honest. Lightsworn obviously use 3 of it, traditionally, but it fits in a bunch of other places. Various stun decks use it to keep control of the board in tandem with things like Thunder King Ryo and DD Warrior Lady. Little city decks can make use of it, defending their elemental hero Neos Alias and other light monsters. Even obscure decks like Aliens, Morphtronics, or even Blue Eyes variants can really get a big push forward by accommodating Honest, because it ends up being one of the best one-for-one trades in the game. Because it can stop entire turns if sprung at the right moment, plus it can just ruin everything your opponent was trying to do, because they might have eaten up their normal summon, they might have overextended just because they had what they thought was a good position. This card currently only comes in Secret and Ghost Rare. Thankfully, it's being reprinted soon though, January I think, as the promo card of the Twilight Edition product, which also contains 1 pack each of Phantom Darkness, Light of Destruction, and Tactical Evolution. Personally, I'm not a fan of these packs, but it does give us another shot at pulling beastly cards like Dark Armed Dragon, Judgment Dragon, Necrogardna, and aside from those, it even gives us another chance at pulling low-end things like the initial Gemini monsters to go with the new support we recently got for them in Warriors Strike and Stardust Overdrive. Well, dang, I wish I could have said more about the applications of this card, but once you know how it works, it's rather straightforward. So, I'm going to wrap things up here. Hopefully this was good and educational. Thanks for watching. Stuttering again. Thanks for watching.